God I was introduced to is evil. This is the same God that would sleep with us. This is the same God that would beat us up. You have no idea of what I went through.
You guys, welcome to the channel. These are clips from some of the chilling stories we've heard from some disciples that claim to have walked with the late prophet TB Joshua.
The first time I met him, he looked loving, not knowing that behind that was a sadist, a psychopath.
I was joining a cult. I thought I was joining a church.
We are all here as evangelists in training under our Father in the Lord, Senior Prophet TB Joshua.
These people have come out to share their stories. Male, female, Nigerians, South Africans, Americans, people of different nationalities. And that makes people worry, like, if all these people can come together and share these stories about one person, really scary stuff about this person, and people have come out online to say, oh, allow the dead to rest, you know, he was a man of God, he did a lot of philanthropy, he was there for people and everything. But does it take away the fact that these people are coming out to share their experiences, things that they have said they went through in the hands of this person? They ask them to do things, they claim they are disciples of the church. You know, this whole thing is just like a case of people, a lot of people being brainwashed, you know, made to believe a particular person and being brainwashed too. And I know that a lot of people have different opinions about this, but I'm even at a point, I'm standing from a point of, or I'm talking from a point of, what do you do at this point now to avoid all this kind of things happening? Because the truth is, a lot of people are still defending this man. A lot of people are still saying, oh, nobody forced you into it, because people still don't understand how people can get brainwashed. And the sad thing is that even in 2024, right now we're here, a lot of people are still being brainwashed in their societies, in their church groups, in their, you know, people are still being brainwashed because they don't understand how easy it is for these people to get to you. Imagine spending 14 years of your life in an institution. You're not a seminarian. You're not about to be a pastor or anything. You are not going to be a reverend father. You are just there because you're serving in this institution. You're like working there, a worker, but you can't even leave. You are, confined to a particular space. How bad does this get that even the families don't have access to you? You're not allowed to watch, you don't have access to the news and everything. This is how it starts gradually. Oh, Papa said don't do this. Oh, Mama said don't do this. And before you know, I saw a post where somebody said that she's not God's granddaughter, that she has the same access to God as the same pastors. I feel like people need to get to the point where they know that they have the same access to God like these pastors. It's not a bad thing if you have a pastor that you worship with, or that is like pastor over the church you're worshiping with. But you also have to know that you have the same access to God as this pastor, so that nobody will put you into a box. Nobody will abuse you because they are pastors and you will not say anything, or you feel like you are stuck because, oh, if you go. I saw I watched a clip where the person said that they were even threatened that if they left, their lives will end. Can you imagine? A human being, will tell you that kind of stuff and people will believe it because it's so easy. Religion, I feel like religion is so powerful. It's so easy for people to get entwined in this thing. This particular lady was even running away, hiding for years because she was scared of what his followers, the ones who did not leave, were going to do to her. People have actually come out to say, oh, he's no longer here. So what is this whole, what they call the documentary or expository documentary going to do about the crimes he seemingly or allegedly committed? And people were saying that, oh, when he heard that the documentary was, BBC was starting the documentary, that was around the time that he passed. Is it possible that it was the stress or the fear from the fact that he was going to be exposed that made him, that ended his life? Is it possible that the stress of, oh, I'm going to be exposed, could that have been one of the factors, leading to his passing? You guys know that even when the BBC reached out to the church said there's always been scandals about him, and people have always come out to say things about him. So what was different this time? Was it because, oh, it's BBC and he has always loved international recognition, so he's scared that, oh, this same international body, is about to expose him? Or is it also possible that since these disciples, people that have worked so closely with him, now they've come together and they are coming out to talk about it, that your right-hand man, your number one person, is coming out to say, okay, this is what experience in the hands of this person. People that have actually been with you in the same room, in the same space, are coming out, not one, not two, not three, and they are coming out en masse to come and say the things that they experienced with you. Could it have been these things that actually stressed him to his passing? His church is still very much functional. His wife is in charge right now, and let's even talk about his wife right now, because there are people who said, people who work closely with him that said, oh, when people enter his chamber, and I'm like, what's up with all these pastors' wives and their husbands having chambers that they don't have access to? You know, your husband has a chamber that you cannot enter inside, and you have to take permission before you enter inside. What's up? Because if your husband has a chamber you cannot enter inside, that means you know that something that shouldn't be happening is happening inside. There's another pastor we talked about a while ago. You know, the wife also said something like, oh, coming to daddy's room to knock and everything. I'm like, what is going on here? Who is daddy? Your husband is your daddy? You're knocking on his door. Like, okay, let me not go in there. But my point right now is that the wife is in charge of the church, and even though they reached out to her or to the church to, you know, say their side of the story, they have maybe refused, or they don't want to engage BBC. They feel like this is like a scandal, something that will die down, you know, and he after a while. And also there are clips where TV Joshua has said over time that people will always talk about you, so they are holding on to that. But the funny thing is that I know that when it comes to this kind of organized groups and churches, this whole scandal might not even shake his church goers. You understand? People that actually trust and believe, even people that are going through this kind of stuff that are still tied there, it might not even move them, it might not even make them leave the church, which is very, very sad. Which is why we have to be very, very careful in the first place, not even get entwined in this kind of situations in the first place, not even trying to blame the victims and everything. But now that you've seen this, if you're not even in any kind of situation like this, then you have to be very, very careful so that you don't get involved in this kind of things, or be in places where you cannot say no, where you cannot have your freedom. Imagine the white people from South Africa, people from Nigeria, other African countries, people from all over the world were, you know, involved in this kind of stuff, and they could not live for so many years. So this thing is not like, oh, I'm educated, it will not happen to me. You'll be shocked at how easily you'll be swept under the carpet when you get involved in this kind of organizations. You guys, be very, very careful out there. It's okay to come out and, you know, talk about this thing and, you know, make videos about this, but the important thing is that people take lessons and try not to get involved in this kind of things. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys, in the comment section. What do you think about this whole situation and this whole what they call it, BBC documentary based on the late prophet TB Joshua? I want to know in the comment section. His Rose Show. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.